You spend hours, maybe days, crafting a piece of content. You polish the edit, write the perfect hook, and finally hit post, sending your work out into the digital expanse, hoping someone anywhere connects with it. Then you check the analytics, and you see it. Zeros across the board. No likes, no replies, no reposts, a complete flatline. This public-facing pop-up is incredibly simplified. It only tallies active physical clicks on the post itself, someone tapping the heart icon, hitting the retweet, or opening the details. For small accounts, this creates a harsh math problem. When your total impressions are low, getting a handful of views without physical clicks drops your visible engagement rate straight to 0%. The immediate mechanical result? The system's early algorithm assumes your post is completely inactive and immediately stops pushing it to new feeds. So there is your work, carrying all your time and emotional investment, met with absolute unyielding silence on the visible scoreboard. Staring at those superficial metrics creates an illusion of complete isolation. It makes you feel like nobody is watching, and it is incredibly discouraging to keep creating in what feels like an absolute void. But beneath that visible interface, the platform is actually tracking an entirely different, highly detailed set of hidden data. The system deliberately divides all user behavior into two completely separate, isolated buckets. The first is the simple pop-up you see on your timeline. The second is the hidden layer, specifically the Media Studio and Video Activity dashboards, where the complex, detailed data actually lives. If someone scrolls past your post, clicks on your embedded video to open it, and watches the entire thing without hitting like, that interaction is entirely excluded from your basic post analytics. A post that looks completely dead to the public is often generating heavy, invisible internal data points. Understanding this hidden tracking changes exactly how we measure algorithmic survival. Hidden dashboards track viewer retention over a video's runtime. High dwell times and full playbacks act as heavy algorithmic weights, providing strong internal signals that your content holds attention. Here, 11 distinct dots represent actual people who watched to the absolute last second. These viewers gave you their complete, undivided attention. They sat through the entire piece of art you created, yet they never clicked a visible button of validation. True resonance happens off the public square. Your work is being consumed by silent ghosts in the machine, an audience that values deep, sustained attention over a quick tap on a screen. Coming back to the surface with this data, the brutal interface loses its sting. Now, the goal is bridging the gap between those hidden watchers and the visible algorithm. To get the early algorithm moving, small accounts have to rely on a tactic called forcing visible engagement. It is a necessary mechanical hack. First, end future posts with a clear, explicit call to action. You have to actively convert those silent, long-term watchers into active clickers. Second, reply to every single comment yourself within the first hour of publishing. This artificially multiplies your visible engagement metrics and forces the platform to distribute the post further. Third, pin or quote your own post to publicly acknowledge that hidden audience. A simple follow-up saying, 11 people just watched this whole thing. What did you think? Proves traction to new viewers. Playing these visible UI tricks is just a game of scale. It is a superficial chore required to build momentum, entirely disconnected from the actual quality or value of your work. As a final mechanical tip, test native video uploads instead of broadcast links. Native video files often get prioritized and treated much better in the main visible engagement bucket. The next time you prepare to publish, your motivation shifts. You stop performing for the public scoreboard and start speaking directly to those deep, dedicated watchers. By letting go of the basic pop-up as a measure of worth, small creators can find the existential resilience to keep going. The data proves that even when the timeline is quiet, you are never truly alone in the void.